What had happened was we may have been underserved at Twin Peaks. They called the cops. We left. I came home, saw my Royal Crusher sitting on the shelf, and said, fuck it, we're going to talk about the Royal Crusher right now. So the late 80s, racing monster trucks on the RC car track. Everybody was stuck with the lunchbox, the Blackfoot, the monster beetle. Terrible suspension, terrible everything. Just a rolling pile of junk trying to go over jumps. People were doing all kinds of craziness trying to make those things go around the track. And then this thing showed up. Before this thing, people were taking RC10s, JRX. They were buying the conversion kits to turn them into monster trucks because they had good suspension. And they would go around the track good. And then this thing showed up. This thing was made by a company called Royal. And what was crazy about this thing was it had good suspension. Or what looked like was supposed to be good suspension. 4-wheel A-arms, 4-wheel steering, 4-wheel drive. At least this one's 4-wheel drive. You had to buy the kit. It's probably pretty rare at this point. So we're all struggling, trying to make monster beetles and blackfoots run good. Even though they would break all the time, the dog bones would fall out. We didn't even have CV axles for them yet. They were just junk. And this thing was going to change it all. We wouldn't have to run a modified RC10 with monster truck tires on it and all that bullshit. This thing was going to change it all. Had all kinds of hype. Well, the minute you took the kit apart and started figuring out that nothing fit right and you couldn't get replacement parts anywhere, the company had already been out of business by the time the thing even got to your doorstep. It was supposed to be a good time, but just didn't work out like that. So here is a survivor. This thing sits on my shelf because I'm scared to use it. This is an actual 4-wheel drive Royal Crusher. It has the 4-wheel drive kit in it. It has the oil shocks. It has all the nice stuff. And I can't use it because you can't find parts for it. This one even had the correct A-arms on it, which you had to go buy the correct A-arms. Even if you bought the first round of kits that came out, you still had to go buy another set of A-arms because the ones that were in the kit were the wrong ones. If I remember right, if you put them on, they didn't fit because they were the wrong. I believe they gave you too many lowers or something like that in the first kits. There was also a Hot Shot clone kit, buggy, that was this exact same vehicle, just with small tires and a shorter shocks in the front. And it was a Hot Shot clone. But yeah, that was the 80s struggle. We thought this truck was going to change it all. Thank God Tamiya made the King cab and all the other trucks that came out real quick, and the Losi JRX T. Thank God all that stuff came out, because this thing did nothing but cost people money and just became just a collector's item because it was so junky. That's the story of my Royal Crusher. She sits on the shelf, and that's all she can do.